Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May the 19th, and it's Miss Jo coming at you from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about I statements. So I statements are the way that we talk to people when we want to express a difficult emotion to them or to let them know that something that is happening with them or something that they're doing is upsetting you. So if you say to somebody, let's say if somebody took a toy of yours and you were really mad and you said, "You took my toy," they might say, "No, I didn't. You said I could have it. I just borrowed it." And it could start a big argument when you go at somebody and you start out saying you did this. So you think about it, it sounds like blaming then. So the way that you can avoid doing that and to try to talk to people and not have them get super upset with you when you're telling them something that they might not really want to hear is you use an I statement. So an I statement goes like this. An I statement says, "I feel blank when you blank, and I want blank." So if an example for the example I used, it would be, "I feel upset when you use my toys, and I want to use that toy." And so if you start with "I feel," somebody can't say, "No, you don't," because the only person who knows how you feel is you. So there's lots of different times that you could use something like this. Let's say if something somebody's doing is hurting your feelings and making you feel not appreciated, then you could use something like this. "I feel sad when you speak to me using those words, and I want you to speak to me kindly." So that would be another example of how you would use an I statement in talking to somebody about the words that they use and how they speak to you, and if you feel that it's respectful or disrespectful. So that's a little tip for everybody. And this works for everybody. It works for kids, it works for adults. I statements are super important because when we blame people for things, we rarely ever get the conversation that we wanted to have with them. And we rarely get the kind of response that we were hoping to get when we started speaking to them. So an I statement isn't something that you can really use right when you're angry often. You can train yourself. You can learn over time with lots of practice. If you might not be able to do it yet, but if you practice it, then you'll get better and better at it, and you'll be able to use that. But generally, you need to take a step back, take a deep breath, take a few breaths, take a little walk, calm down, feel calm before you address something. So there's two different ways. If you're having a difficult conversation with someone, you can either you can respond, which is when you give yourself that time and you step back and you really think about what you want to say and you use an I statement. And the other is to react. And to react is to say the first thing that comes to your mind and the first thing that you want to just blurt out. And that's the easiest thing to do in some ways, but it's also usually has the hardest effect on your relationships with other people. So I recommend using taking a deep breath and something upsets you, saying, "I just need a moment because I'm feeling upset." Walk away and take your deep breaths, or if you're really mad, you might want to go hit your pillow or something that's not going to hurt anyone or you. And then when you think about what you really want to say, that's responding instead of reacting. And you'll pretty much always get a better response from other people when you respond instead of react. And if you respond with an I statement, it's really hard for someone to tell you that what you're saying isn't true, because nobody knows what you're feeling except for you. You're the expert on what you feel. And this is a great way. I feel when you, and I want. It's a great way to tell what you're feeling in response to somebody, what they've done, and what it is that you actually want, because maybe they don't know what it is that you would have wanted them to do. All right, and remember, we always treat people the way that we want them to treat us because we're training people how to treat us all the time. We're teaching them. So you will, if you use these type of statements with you and your family and your friends, then they'll start to use that too. They'll start to recognize it, and they'll learn from your behavior and from your reaction or your response. All right, my friends, thank you. That's everything for today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.